When I first had my injury, I wasn't certain of how I would get back to work, but it always occurred to me that I would return to my job. I'd been doing that job for a number of years, and it was my lifestyle, so I didn't think about changing careers. Returning to work has been very important to me, and it's had a great impact on my life. It means that I still stay socially connected to my work colleagues. I'm mentally challenged, and I'm very interested in the challenges that work presents to me, and it provides me nearly enjoyment in solving problems that arise at work. When I first thought about going to work, there seemed to be a lot of barriers that I'd put in my mind about how difficult it might be to get back to work. How do I get into my desk, and what can I do, and can I travel? Because a lot of my work was travelling. Would I be able to travel again, and how would I do that? So there's all these barriers about, can I really do my job? But I do remember meeting with Tanya initially, and she certainly the things she had to say certainly sounded interesting to me, and I thought this could be quite beneficial for helping me to get back to work. So it was a case of them showing me, and me realising that, yes, this is all possible. There was an extensive report done about what workplace modifications what might be required. And when I read through that, I thought, well, yes, if all these things are done, then I can live happily at work, and I can do all the things that I plan to do. So I think that was a great step forward to me getting back to work, because it outlined how I could get over the barriers, like how I could get coffee, and coffee's important to me, and it's the reason I'm doing this interview, really. My colleagues at Hatch are very appreciative of Lisa and the Back to Work team. The return to work plans were excellent and facilitated how I would return to work. The Back to Work team provided a lot of recommendations of how Hatch could change the workplace, even in small ways, just to make my back to work more comfortable. And Hatch were very appreciative, because I was their first back to work spinal injury patient, and they didn't really know what was required.
Back to Work provided a report that gave us a better understanding of what adjustments we need to make in the office. For example, making adjustments to the bathrooms, providing Tino with a stylus, a tablet, some dictation software, really just things that made Tino's work environment more accessible, safe, and comfortable for him. So Hatch has always had an active return to work program, particularly because we think that returning to work when it's safe to do so has a benefit in an individual's recovery. But the report that Back to Work provided, and the support that they provided, really gave us a better understanding and insight on how to better support an individual with a serious spinal injury.
Returning to work has probably helped me with my rehabilitation. The main thing is rehabilitation is both mental and physical. And I think you've got to be in a good mental frame as well as physical frame to help you with rehabilitation. And I think if I wasn't returning to work, then I wouldn't. It's part of my social and mental recovery, which I think is part of my whole rehabilitation.